Good evening, this is GK from your friendly weekly investment channel. Today is March 27, 2023. The markets are closed now. The Dow and S&P 500 climbed after First Citizens agreed to buy much of Silicon Valley Bank, with the health of the banking sector remaining high on investors' agenda. U.S. stocks closed Monday mixed, as investors weighed concerns about the health of the banking sector. Several regional bank stocks rose in Monday's session. The S&P 500 was up around 0.2% at 4 p.m. The Dow Jones Industrial Average added 195 points, or 0.6%. The Nasdaq Composite shed 0.5%. The benchmark 10-year U.S. Treasury yield was at 3.527%, from 3.777% Friday. Coming up later this week, a key inflation reading. The Commerce Department on Friday releases its Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index, which is closely watched by the Fed. It wasn't just U.S. investors who were breathing easier about banks on Monday, either. Deutsche Bank shares rose after a sell-off late last week that thrust Germany's largest lender into the front line of concerns about the global financial system. Shares of other European banks also rose, helping propel stocks higher. U.S. crude extended its volatile run Monday, logging its sharpest price gain in nearly 6 months. The domestic benchmark jumped 5.1% to $72.81 a barrel, its largest one-day percentage increase. The jump came as a court ruling prompted the shutdown of a pipeline carrying oil from Iraqi Kurdistan through Turkey to the global market. Adding momentum to the rally, Reuters reported that a state energy conglomerate in China is expecting fuel demand to grow this year. U.S. crude prices have now clawed back much of the ground lost this month after banking fears helped spark a sell-off. Analysts attributed those losses in part to tactical trading on Wall Street aimed at reducing investors' exposure to falling prices. Now let's take a look at some of the stocks and S&P 500 analysis. The S&P 500, ticker symbol SPY. Let's review the daily chart of SPY. SPY opened at 398, and today's high was at 398.92. The lows of the day was around 395.56, and at the end of the regular market trading session SPY closed to 396.49, which was trading at a very narrow range between 395 and 398. This was well within the prior day, Friday's, range. This really shows the investors are not pushing the markets higher even with good news. Banking losses could drive global slowdown. Now let's look at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq futures are trading higher post-market. However, let's look at ticker symbol QQQ. QQQ tracks Nasdaq index. During the regular trading session, ticker symbol QQQ lost about 0.7%. However, Nasdaq has some bright spots. Let's review some of them. Ticker Square Block traded higher post biggest losses last week on some comments from the short seller. Ticker MA, MasterCard, traded higher in today's trading session. Ticker IBM, International Business Machines, traded higher in today's session. Some of the semiconductor stocks gained in the Nasdaq. Now let's look at the energy sector. Crude oil. Crude oil traded higher. That drove most of the large-cap energy stocks. CVX, Chevron rose more than 1% to $157.65. ExxonMobil rose more than 2% to $106. Vanguard Energy ETF, VDE gained 2.25% to $110. Now let's look at gold. Gold futures are trading higher, however gold tracked using the ticker symbol GLD traded lower during regular trading session. Gold had a fantastic run this month based on weak dollar and fear in the banking markets. GLD tracking the gold bullion closed down 0.93% to $182. Now to wrap up today's markets. Markets are still not out of the woods. Markets are carrying fear in various forms, interest rates being the most affecting U.S. and global markets. However, recent regional banking crisis is affecting overall interest rate hikes by the Federal Reserve. To end today's market news, these fears are going to be carried over till banking crisis is not contagious and interest rate hikes is completely stopped. Or the Federal Reserve sees better inflation numbers. Thank you for tuning to your most trusted investment channel. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. Thank you and see you again in another video.